This ZeroNow program is brought to you with the support of our founding partners.
I'm just one person.
Determined
to bring us back to zero.
I'm just one person.
Determined
to bring us back to zero.
I am just one person.
Determined to bring us back to zero.
What inspired you to embark on the journey of, security and improving public safety?
So I've been involved with Telos since 1990, roughly. And I became the CEO in 1994. And the board asked me what I thought we should be. And I said I thought we should be something other than what we are. We should get into security. So we think of Telos as a start over versus a start up, in that we sold off all the businesses that were Telos and then created from scratch businesses that were around enterprise, cyber, and cloud security.
So what aspects of the company specifically have to do with school safety? Safety in campuses, and safety in high schools, middle schools, pretty much all of academia.
Yeah, so for me, a campus is a campus. And it doesn't matter if it's a school or if it's a military base. We're all seeing the terrible effect of violence on these various campuses. So where we find ourselves having some areas of intersection of interest is in the area of access control, number one, and in the area of prevention through a relationship that we have with OmniAlert, where they have a gun prevention technology that we've really helped integrate into our own capability, where our capability prevents bad guys from seeing what the cameras are doing, and their capability prevents gun violence because of the fact that you can see the actual gun before it's being shot.
Right. So Telos and OmniAlert have sort of formed a partnership
Along with another company called Johnson Controls, and there are others along the way that we'll do the same thing with. But I believe that's the first of its kind at this point.
Right. Wow, that sounds like really important technology. One of the things that that we talk about often is being proactive in public safety. So not just creating things like, bulletproof windows or things that might be helpful in the event of an attack, but actually preventing the attack before the attack even starts. So it sounds like that with your security technology, it kind of goes to that idea of stopping something before it starts.
I think that's right. And I think the combination of OmniAlert and our Telos Ghost in working in concert absolutely address that particular point that you're making.
So in addition to school safety, you guys do something called securing security. At least that's what I read a little bit about in the bio of the company of Telos. Can you talk a little bit about what that means, what it means to secure security, and the relevance of that in public safety?
Yeah, so most people, when they think about building solutions, security is an afterthought. And it literally comes at the end of the process, and as a result of that, you don't have a very secure solution. What we do in general is everything that we build from day one is built with security in mind. So that's what we mean by securing the security.
Got it. Yeah, no, that's a really interesting idea, sort of just having security be at the forefront of something rather than as an afterthought, rather than saying I've created what I needed to create, I have my campus built, and now, oh yeah, that whole security thing we need to start thinking about, but actually having it integrated from the get-go.
Yeah, and think about it from this point, Michael. Okay, so you're a student at NYU, right?
Right.
How often do you worry about being hacked?
Not that often.
Mm-hmm. And that's true with everybody, right, around the United States. It's not your age group or any particular age group. It's basically everybody. It's like, well, how does it really affect me?
Exactly.
Well, there is one thing that happened that affected everybody, where I think everybody was like, oh, this is a really serious problem. And that was the Colonial pipeline hack. When the Colonial pipeline hack occurred, basically it was able to shut down the southeastern pipeline and make everybody realize, oh no, I can't get gas. If I can't get gas, I can't go see my mom and dad, or I can't go to visit my friends, or whatever. And what you end up seeing was you saw real panic in the streets. And what I mean by real panic in the streets is the following. The day before all this happened, I happened to have just gotten gas and everything was fine. The very next day, maybe it was 2 days later, pipeline got hacked. The word was out that, we don't know whether we have enough gas. And there was a line right around the end of the block of people trying to get gas in a gas station that didn't have any gas because people had already taken it all. So there was a panic that occurred. That same panic occurred when it hits things like the food industry. Oh my gosh, I can't eat. There's not enough food for me to eat because it's all been contaminated due to this particular hack. So I think that's been the real call to action recently. And unfortunately, in the case of school safety, it requires, again, a tragedy for people to wake up and really see that this kind of technology is not a nice to have. It's a real need to have in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, school shootings are something we've all become a little desensitized to, and something that, at least in American culture, we've sort of come to expect. To hear about at least a couple of them a year with just no sense of urgency and no sense of outrage, because it's sort of just something that we've accepted to be inevitable. And I think what has been so inspiring in my conversations across all of the people at ZeroNow is we're not accepting that narrative. We're not accepting the narrative that this is an inevitable outcome of having a large group of kids in a campus setting. There is a way to solve this and to prevent hacks and also prevent threats like armed school shooters.
Yeah, and if you think about how stupid that is, right? That somebody somewhere is saying, well, it's the cost of education. There's going to be a shooting, right?
Right.
That's
crazy.
That's insane, in my opinion. Kids should not have to worry about that. Not even a little bit. They should be able to go to school. Leave COVID out of it for a minute, but they should be able to go to school, go get their work done, and have a decent life and not have to worry about stupidity and dangerous situations like that. I mean, the kind of things that happen in these days is just, it's really insane to me that kids have to worry about, can I even walk on campus and feel safe? And the answer is they should be able to. Mm-hmm. And some of it's technology. I think actually a lot of it's technology. There's a little bit of training there, but a lot of it's technology related that can be helpful. Because when you think about as an example, what gun detect can do is it can send a message to everybody's smartphone, on campus, telling them, hey, there is an active shooter. Don't go to this place. Stay over here. You'll be safe. It also enables the security professionals to establish whether it's a real threat or not before they hit the alarm bells. So those kind of things, I think, are very valuable tools that are not crazy expensive to adopt. And by the way, every single school system I know of has a camera. So the question is, can we embed Ghost inside of cameras? We can. And the reason that's important is so that, like I said, you don't paint a signal on your customer that way.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, that's so true. The current system, when you think about it, is really quite antiquated. You have no idea where the threat is, where they're going, and it's sort of just a bunch of people scrambling around until law enforcement arrives. So this technology seems like a really nice way to be proactive and to use technology in a really helpful way.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
and like I said, it's not really very expensive. So if people throw out it's too expensive, then that's just that's an excuse. Mm-hmm. If we were requiring you to buy all new cameras and everything else, I get it.
Right.
But if these cameras are at least IP-based cameras, We can add it on without much cost at all. And the same is true with Gun Detect.
Yeah. No, I mean, it sounds awesome. So what is the process of let's say a high school, if they want to get this installed? Do they reach out to you and then you sort of go over to the high school and analyze the best and most efficient way to integrate it into their system?
We can. Some customers prefer just to do a quick pilot, where they test the system to make sure it works first. But we can roll it out for them as well. Either way works for us.
Got it. Yeah. So I guess at this point, it's about getting the word out and having schools know that this exists. Because I think about my high school in New Jersey, they were always very big on public safety, and I think this is something that they would totally be interested in, along with, I'm sure, hundreds, if not thousands, of high schools across this country. So I guess at this point, it's just about getting the info out there so people know that this technology even exists.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's having a platform like ZeroNow is a good platform because it helps educate people on what the art of the possible is, right? And it does it in a way that's not in your face sales and marketing kind of a thing.
Right.
Some people just want to get the benefit of hearing the story on their own time and not have people calling them so much, and that's fine. Other people prefer to have the ability to be interactive. Some people prefer just to read what they read and then make a decision. But I personally like the interaction myself.
Well, that's awesome. It's been awesome to be part of this community. I'm super happy to meet you, and it's been great. I couldn't agree more. It's a great community with a great mission. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
Thank you, Michael.